Time.
Yes.
All right, we are on. Okay. And I think I'm set. I love that. Yeah, a couple people have been placing song requests in our chat. That's so good. Kirby 64 Ripple Star. Kingdom Hearts Olympus Coliseum.
Oh, wow.
Let's see.
What was the theme again? Blake Bortles?
Bortles.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
God, I should have downloaded a sound clip of somebody yelling Bortles.
Oh, I should have gotten something from the good place.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. All right. Who's ready for 5 count?
I'm going to
Yes.
see if I could find a good place sound real fast.
How can the clip that just says Bortles be 58 seconds long?
Yeah, I just pulled that up. I was like, wait, what?
Bortles. Obviously, I haven't heard you say Art Lean for 58 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. Come on. Bortles is fine, but he's no Art Lean. And I wasn't adhering to like TV, episode length standards. But anyway.
Oh, okay. Apparently, it's a clip of every time that Jason says Blake Bortles.
Oh, perfect.
Well, too late. We'll edit that in later.
All right. You guys ready?
Yes.
Let me check my
Oh, yeah.
soundboard here. Okay, good. Although,
Hold on, let me check my soundboard here. I'm guessing you guys didn't hear that. No reaction.
I did not hear that.
Nope.
No.
No.
Cool.
Also,
Friends.
that took way too long for this stupid thing to actually play a sound. Let me check here. I think is there a scan going on right now? Goddamn virus thing. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
That's why you gotta stop looking at the
Don't do an
pornography
antivirus
sites.
scan. Don't do an antivirus scan right in the middle of the show, John.
No, I think it's. I think it started one. I think that's what's going on.
I'm just spitballing here.
Here we go. Turn that shit off. Okay, let's see what happens now. Much better. Ah, that was way better. Okay, here we go. All right, 5, 4, 3.
I'm still working on my soundboard.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
It's all good. Fuck it.
Oh shit. Okay. Let me restart all this.
Okay, hold on. Now that you've had to restart something, let me continue working on my soundboard.
Friends.
There we go.
Working on my soundboard.
I also heard, David, that you like mudkips.
Mudkip is not in this game.
What? So that you heard.
Yeah.
See, the secret to that radio spot was adding the half-second pause at the end before playing the rest of it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like, what? Streaming live.
I haven't listened to the radio spot yet. I gotta check that out.
Because I had it come right at the end and everything. It's like something seems off. It's like 0.5 second pause. There it is. Perfect.
Fucking mudkips, man. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we're clearly ready for action.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington here. We got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we've got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, fellas. Man, it's going to be a good night tonight. It's Game That Tune, episode 148. And if you're just joining us here on Game That Tune, it's a highly inappropriate episode to join us on. I mean, seriously, 148? Why are you starting here? No, I'm kidding. You can do whatever you want. But we're going to listen to some video game music. We've each brought 3 songs from a game. We're going to play the tunes, guess the games based on the songs with a little bit of trivia. We're going to goof off, have a lot of fun. The winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays some bonus tunes. And the hold on, I'm thinking hard. Let me think. Who was the winner on last week's episode? Somebody who hadn't won in a while. Oh, it was me. Me was the winner of last week's episode of Game That Tune, despite all the crap I gave him about his appearance in Mario Kart Wii. The winner was me. And the theme I picked for tonight's episode, one that's very near and dear to my heart, and possibly near and dear to Jesse's heart. We've both been enduring similar fandoms. It's a Florida-specific theme, but he's getting a little national attention these days. The theme is Blake Bortles. If you don't know what that means, Blake Bortles, he was the quarterback for my beloved Jacksonville Jaguars for the last 5 years. And he was a fascinating player due to his inconsistency and general awfulness. Since entering the league on my beloved team in 2014, he threw more interceptions than anybody in the league. He led us to the championship game at one point, and we ultimately lost. And it's just been a general endurance test for how long fans of the Jaguars could deal with him. So tonight's theme is games that were not very good, but you played them anyway. Maybe you were stuck with them. Maybe you paid them $50 million, these video games, to throw a football, and they didn't do it very well. Or maybe you got a
video game throw a football without arms.
That's why you shouldn't pay it $50 million. A video game is not a very natural thrower of a football. Also a quote to Blake Bortles. But yeah, or maybe you got the game as a gift from grandma. Maybe you rented it at some point, and you had a lost weekend, and this was the only game that you had been able to rent, and you had to play it. Maybe it was, who knows? Who knows why there used to be a time when we'd be stuck playing a particular game when we had to suffer through it. But that's the theme for tonight's show. We've got 4 great games. We've got a great fan request. And I think we got some great soundtracks from some pretty crappy games, possibly some hot takes tonight. Somebody might have to justify some things. So unless there's any further ado, guys, I think we got to throw this ball deep into the hands of a waiting defender for an opposing touchdown, Blake Bortles style. And,
Pick
get this show on the
6,
road.
baby.
Exactly. Oh, we should have done 6 games. We should have picked 6.
Oh, shit.
Instead, we
What
picked
a
5. That was
fumble.
Blake Bortles' number was 5. So, yeah, we
That's
fumbled the theme, Bortles style.
I have a confession. I don't know what a pick 6 is.
We're going to school you tonight, John. It was Blake Bortles' signature finisher. If he was a wrestler, he would have pulled the pick 6 on somebody.
That's where he gets pinned himself somehow.
He self-defeats in everything that he does.
A reverse small package, and he gets pinned himself. What?
How the hell? Yeah. Anyway, Bortles style. Johnny, start it up, man.
Game 1.
All right, guys. So this game received an updated version released in Japan only in the year after it was initially released. This updated version included the ability to customize your controls, introduction of weather, and actual pictures of the titular vehicle.
Get ready. That's the lap record. That's the lap record. That's the lap record. That's the lap record. Look out! Watch your tail. Get ready.
Yeah. So, who's feeling good? Anybody need additional trivia?
Nope.
Yes.
I received this game for Christmas in 1997.
Oh, okay.
I remember that Christmas.
Yeah, John Regan says lap record, club mix. Pretty close. Jesse says Spy Hunter, which is unfortunately incorrect. And David says Cruisin' USA, also sadly incorrect. No, this is... I was trying to think of a fun way to say it, but no, the reference I made to the game having images of the titular vehicle, I was hoping would clue you in. This is Automobili Lamborghini for the Nintendo 64.
What was that name?
Automobili Lamborghini.
Are you sure you're not just making fun of Italian people when you say that? Because that's what it sounds like you're doing.
I didn't use the accent, John.
I had to try
That
really,
sounds vaguely racist.
I had to try really hard to not use the accent while I said that.
Yeah, I know, man. It's an Italian
Automobili Lamborghini.
Automobile Lamborghini.
Okay, that has pushed into outright racist.
Yes, it has.
But you're allowed to make fun of Italians.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're white at this point. But yeah, so it's an Italian racing game made by a French company, which I think explains why that theme song had someone saying "lap record" in such a very odd way.
Mm.
I don't
Christopher
know.
Lambert providing the voice.
Yeah, we'll have to check
Oh,
on
man.
what the French for lap record is and why they couldn't say it properly. But yeah, this game, it's not so good, eh? It's now I'm tempted to do the accent.
It's not a spicy
Please go.
meatball.
For the rest of the show.
molto bene. No, this game's not very good. It's funny looking back. I was like, I could swear this was a launch title for the Nintendo 64. Then I'm like, oh wait, no, the Nintendo 64 famously only had 2 launch games, and this wasn't one of them. But man, this felt like a launch title to me, baby. This game is not hot. So
You wanted to launch it into the trash.
Oh.
Yeah. Who wants to venture a guess as to what the 2 starting vehicles are in this game?
Lamborghini.
A Lamborghini and an automobile?
No, hold on. I'm going to bet that the Lamborghini is
Yoshi.
an unlockable that you don't get until the end of the game.
Yeah, you got to work for the Lamborghini. That would have been fantastic.
And you start with a Prius.
God, it started like a Geo. Yeah. You got to really earn that sports car. But no, it starts. There are 2 cars to start with, and it's a Lamborghini and another Lamborghini.
No.
And then there's 6 unlockable cars throughout the game, and guess what they are?
Lamborghini.
McLarens.
I was gonna say that's the whole twist. They're not Lamborghinis. Like,
Oh.
I just don't get it. Like, if you call your game Automobile Lamborghini, you think that it's gonna be a game of all Lamborghinis, and then they're just like, I guess there's just not that many Lamborghinis. So let's see. Let's get a McLaren in there. Let's get the
Porsche?
Ferrari. There is a Porsche. There's 2 different Ferraris. There's a Dodge.
A Vespa.
Yeah, this is a Dodge, and then there's a Bugatti. But it's just like,
I do love the fact that it's a Lamborghini titled game and you get unlockable vehicles. So you think like, oh, what kind of like new souped up Lamborghini is it?
yeah,
Here's a Dodge.
exactly.
Okay.
This is a Dodge. But yeah, no, it's like, you'd think it'd be Lamborghinis throughout the years, maybe different redesigns, different colors.
A Moon
No.
Lambo.
Oh man, yeah, like like it's Nintendo 64. You got to show off those graphics. I don't know, like an invisible Lambo with like some reflective panels or something, like a stealth Lambo.
I like the idea of
Yeah.
an invisible Lambo, and it's just literally nothing. Like, just
Yeah,
they
you
just
can't play the game.
no, you play it. They just didn't bother making a model, and they called it the
There's a
invisible Lambo.
There's just a
There's
shadow
just
that you drive.
shadow on the track. Yeah. You better drive that fucking shadow good. You can't, and you still can run into stuff. You got to be careful. It's like the invisible jet. There really is an invisible Lambo on the track. But yeah,
I always
no,
forget
it's
where I parked it.
right. And then that door hits you in the face because you
Yeah.
can't see it. It just comes up and smacks you. But yeah, I don't get it, man. Like it's a basic bitch racing game. It's got like your 4 modes: arcade mode, championship mode, single race, and time trial for when you don't feel like racing anybody. It's like this, oh man. And what really, steamed my fucking hams on this one was how many better games came out that year. Like, I could have received so many better games for Christmas. And it was like, I believe I got this from my godmother, who's a lovely woman, and she's been a big part of my gaming life. She was that cool godmother when I was a kid. She liked playing Legend of Zelda, so I thought she probably would have gotten me like something really cool that came out that year. And there were some pretty fucking great releases throughout the year in 97. I mean, like, it could have been fucking, Tetrisphere or fucking, Star Fox 64, even though I'm pretty sure I already had that. But like, 97 on the Nintendo 64, like, you had Star Fox, you had GoldenEye, you had, I was even dumb enough to think Extreme G was a good game.
okay.
It was fine.
Probably better than Automobile Lamborghini.
I would argue that it was. It was not an excellent game, but it was more extreme. It was a much more fun racing game than Automobile Lamborghini, and fucking like right at the same time. So Automobile Lamborghini came out November 30th, just in time for Christmas. Same day, guess what came out? Two games I would have rather owned: Bomberman 64 and Chameleon Twist. I would have taken either of those, but. Right before that, guess what came out the week before Automobile Lamborghini? A better racing game. Johnny might want to venture a guess.
Mario Kart 64.
Wrong. Diddy Kong Racing.
Ooh.
Booyah!
It's like, how am I ever supposed to enjoy Automobile Lamborghini when Diddy Kong Racing's out there? Like,
I would
hope
it's a lot of fun to say the title of Automobile
It is.
Lamborghini.
that could be it. My godmother might secretly have like a great Italian heritage that I'm not aware of. And she was like, well, there it is. That's the game for me. He'll learn something. But I would think that if you're holding that box, you're looking at the Automobile Lamborghini box, it's got a rendering of a yellow Lamborghini, and that's it. And then you're looking at that Diddy Kong Racing box, and it's got a monkey driving a car and a tiger and a plane and all
Is
kinds
the car
of fun.
Lamborghini?
Sadly, there are no Lamborghinis in Diddy Kong Racing. That would have been a great unlockable. But yeah, it's like, the most fun game ever, colorful, monkey racing game, or Automobile Lamborghini. Like,
What if you put them together?
Diddy Lambo.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Automobile Diddy Lamborghini.
Yeah. Shit, this is a challenge, Jesse. Why'd you do this to me? Diddy Mobile
Damn it.
Lamborghini.
See, okay, I can't believe that all of you guys have fucked this up because you just have to pair up the syllables. So you've got Automobile, Diddy Kong Racy.
Fair enough. Trying to combine words here, David. You got to get your smush on when it comes to these things. But yeah, this it's just Diddy Mobile.
So
it's a Flanders thing. Diddly Mobile.
yeah, I could
That's
see
the Geo.
Yeah.
Episode title.
1997, you're a godmother. You're trying to buy a video game for your godson. He's 12.
And it's a cool godmother who knows video games and like plays Zelda and likes games, and yet
True.
somehow it had to have been the cheapest option. It had to. It had to have been cheaper than anything else. Because seriously,
I don't know. I could see you try. You're sitting there. It's like 12 at that age was like, is he trying to be cool and he wants to play like realistic things, or does he want the thing with the monkey?
That's true.
Right. And see, actually, also, I overlooked another game that came out same day, November 30th, 97, WCW NWO World Tour. There was the pick.
That was, yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I got arguably the worst game that came out that day for Christmas. It's just like, all right, well, I have to play it. It's like my fourth Nintendo 64 game. I have to give it a shot. Yeah, it ain't good. I'm going to go back to, 120 Super Mario 64 again. Why the fuck would I ever play Automobile Lamborghini? Like, what the fuck?
I love the idea of just I love the idea of just 12-year-old you playing this game for 20 minutes. Like, yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, sure did. That's pretty much what it was.
You go from
and I was
one
almost going to
Italian
use
game to another Italian game.
Yeah. Maybe that was it. Maybe I just need to ease up on the Italian games. But I was exactly. I had a good Italian game in Mario 64, and then it's like, well, maybe this will carry on the Mario's strong tradition of sensitive, Italian portrayals and fun games to play, and it accomplished neither. But yeah, I don't know. It's just the first game that I could really think of where it's like, oh yeah, that's when I just absolutely got like foisted upon me. I was stuck with that, like no receipt. Oh well. But yeah, I would not advise playing it. It's pretty fucking dull. But the Japanese only version sounded a little bit better. They had actual images of Lamborghinis in it, and it had like new difficulties and weather effects and stuff like that. That's the thing about this game. It was just so boring. Like all the tracks were boring. It wasn't even like Top Gear where maybe you get the Loch Ness. No, it's like here's a fucking racetrack and a hillside. You can't see in the distance because we didn't feel like drawing it. Like this is what you get. You get Lamborghinis, 2 of them. That's it. We're really sorry, kids. You should have gotten a better game for Christmas. Like, it'd be great if this game came packed in with an apology. Like, we just didn't quite get to finish it, kids. We know you probably wanted Gran Turismo. This ain't it. This ain't it at all. We tried. But sincerely, Titus, that French company that made this game, and I don't believe anything else. But yeah, so that's Automobile Lamborghini. Don't play it. Not that you would. But Johnny, let's race forward into the next game, man.
Game 2.
That's a lap record.
Okay, so this is a 1992 video game that's based on a 1991 children's TV series, which is based on a 1984 R-rated film. All right. Anybody want that trivia again?
I wouldn't mind.
This is a 1992 video game, which is based on a 1991 children's TV series, which is based on a 1984 hard R rated film. The film's 84 or 86. I think it came out in a limited release in 84 and then a wide release in 86.
Cool.
Okay. Well, if I get this wrong because I chose a 1984 R-rated movie, I'm going to be pissed.
All right, let's see here. John says terminated babies, which is great. Jesse says RoboCop, which is incorrect. David says Police Academy, which is incorrect. This is Toxic Crusaders for the Sega Genesis.
Oh, God.
No shit.
Ah.
I can't believe I forgot about that show.
Yeah. So this game is awful. And I don't know why, but as a kid, I kept renting it. I
just love that Toxie.
I rented this game at least 5 to 10 times. Like, I was never any good at it. But for some reason, so this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up kind of game, and you can play as Toxie.
Duh.
There's like a dog guy, and somebody else. What was his name?
Was it one of those situations where it was the only thing to rent?
No. So
no, there were much better games.
And that's the only game on the shelf, and he's just like, oh, I guess this again.
No,
it's a real Beauty and the Beast situation.
It was the first game I ever played where you can like steal the enemy's vehicle and use it against them. And for some reason, I'm such a sucker for that video game. So anytime you get to steal an enemy weapon of some kind, I'm like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So, like 7 or 8 year old me, however old I was, like, oh, I get to like knock them out of their helicopter, take it and shoot them with their own helicopter. Fuck yeah, I'm into this. Otherwise, it was awful.
God, I forgot that. Like, I didn't forget the Toxic. I thought it was the show called Toxic Crusaders?
Yes, and the movie is Toxic Avenger.
Right. See, for some reason, I just went to a Toxic Avenger in my mind. I forgot the name Toxic Crusaders, but like, I almost forgot that was a show. That was a weird period in kids' television.
Yeah.
Like, let's make some trauma movies into fucking kids stuff. Like,
well, it wasn't even that. I mean, there was a RoboCop cartoon. I'm pretty sure there was a Rambo cartoon at some point. Like,
oh yeah, that's true.
And I feel like there was an animated Police Academy too.
I lump in Toxic Crusader with Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That was an utterly bizarre show.
I lump it in with Captain Planet because this was a show that was focused on
Counterpoint.
It was focused on saving the environment. It was part of that wave of shows that want to teach kids to save the planet and say,
don't end up like me.
Yeah. Don't end up like Toxie.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like we should have a kid show about saving the environment, starring Toxic Crusader or the Toxic Avenger. Like, of all the points that movie made, that's the one you latch onto?
Yeah,
like the environmental message?
How about we choose any other character from any other franchise?
You want to just rip this off and not have it be related? You could probably get away with it.
How about Save the Planet with John McClane? That sounds far better than Save the Planet with Toxie.
I also love the idea of like we need to have an environmental conscious kids cartoon. Okay, we could do like a Smokey the Bear thing. Nah, do the Toxic Avenger. What?
Dude, Smokey the Bear would have been a pretty great cartoon.
Yeah. Oh god, just a bear just like ripping ass all over the place.
What?
Like
Why
really
is that what he's
ripping
doing?
ass?
like
No. We're talking about a kids cartoon. We're not talking about a hard R trauma movie starring Smokey the Bear.
Why can't we talk about both?
Oh my god, I want that movie.
Just a bear doing a bunch of ass stuff.
It's not even like a guy in a bear suit. It's literally just a trained bear eating ass.
What? Whoa. I said tearing or like ripping, like not eating. Like there's you guys.
John, I don't know if you do. I don't know if you eat ass properly, but some ripping and tearing occurs. That's got to be Mario 2. Fuck
I was
it.
thinking about like a bear goes into the woods.
Why is Smokey the Bear farting a whole bunch? Though?
Yeah,
Why
like what are
is
you talking about, man?
No, like he sees some campers not properly put out a fire, and he just rips them a new one. Like that's
Oh, that's not what ripping ass
So-
means, you idiot.
Ripping ass to you means scolding children.
no, what? Not scolding, like just destroying.
He kills the kids.
Yeah,
With boiling hot water. Jesus.
just ripping them in half with his claws. 'cause he's a
Okay, well,
bear.
you were-
Only you
okay,
can say for
Okay. If you're trying to imply a bear is killing people by like tearing them apart, why wouldn't you say ripping them apart? Why would you go with ripping ass?
Because
Yeah, especially in relation to these kids. These poor kids. Yeah. Oh, did you start a forest fire? If you do that, Smokey shows up and rips your butt off. That would be a great urban legend, and I would have believed it as a kid. Like, if you start a forest fire, a bear will eat your entire ass. Anyway, so no, they went with Toxic Crusaders. Yeah, not the most fondly remembered show, but one of the most odd things. And so the game itself, Sega beat 'em up of shitty quality, I assume.
yeah, there's also an NES version and a Game Boy version, all
Of course there
shitty. And there was a
Yeah.
canceled Super Nintendo version.
Good. I'm glad I never had the chance to be tricked into renting this. Like, Jesus. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, Toxic Avenger's cool, aren't they? Aren't they bringing that back in some capacity? Are they making a new Toxic Avenger?
I
Or...
think they are making a new Toxic Avenger movie. Maybe.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Or maybe I'm thinking of Bill and Ted 3. I don't know. Like, they're making something. Like, they're gonna bring back things from my very early childhood, and I'm gonna be forced to continue watching them. But yeah, what a weird time to be a kid. Like, and we haven't really dug in on your compulsion to continue renting this. Like, it was all just vehicles and stealing them.
Yeah, man. Like that's really about it. I'm a simple man. I have simple tastes.
I need my mop and I need to steal a car.
Well, he kept renting it because he was afraid that Smokey the Bear was going to come and rip his ass off.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't if you don't properly support licensed games on your Sega Genesis, Smokey the Bear shows up and he eats your ass. It's pretty serious, man. Oh God.
Really not what I meant.
I know it's not, John, but that's why you got to pick your words more carefully. Like that's why the marketing team behind Smokey the Bear really had to work a while to get it down to like only you can prevent forest fires.
That's why
It's like set the forest on fire and this bear will rip your ass apart. It's like, nah, I don't know, man.
No,
does it mean just spread the ass?
Kind of aggressive.
No.
Dear Mr. Regan, we are rejecting your ideas.
Oh God, yeah, you're gonna get a kindly worded letter from Smokey the Bear here at some point. Like,
I know that we're only on game 2, but I would like to put forth the motion to title this episode "Automobile Eat Your Assy."
Oh, David.
Whoa.
Automobile, eat that assy. Anyway, Johnny, anything else on Toxic Crusaders?
Nope.
The game involving bears eating ass?
Nope.
Good.
Game 3.
Okay, so this game was originally going to be based on the Terminator. However, during development, the licensing rights were lost, so the graphics and storyline were altered to accommodate this change. All
Fuck
right.
yeah.
Ugh.
Excuse me.
Who has got
Ready?
some answers?
You ready for us, Johnny?
I'm ready. David
Read
says,
it out loud, David.
David says fuck. John and Jesse both say Journey to Silius, which is correct.
Oh, no wonder it sounds so fucking familiar.
This game is
Did you watch a stream of this last night, David?
As a matter
By
of fact,
chance?
I did.
Yeah, funny story that.
So this is a fan request from John Henderson on YouTube. I believe he actually asked for this in the radio chat. And this game is fucking difficult and kind of bad. But goddamn, this soundtrack is so goddamn good.
Yeah, this soundtrack fucks. It is fantastic.
Oh.
And I'm glad that you played the game so you can actually speak to it, because like watching a video of this game, every time you watch a video of somebody playing an old game, they're like good at it.
Yeah.
I was glad to see that you're not good at this, John. Like, it was refreshing, quite frankly. Like, there need to be more videos, mostly from our channel, of people being terrible at things. I support that as a video series.
So
Sounds familiar.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's a good concept.
So yeah, Journey to
And I hate
Silius,
you.
released in Japan as Rough World, and that title makes sense. This game's
No,
rough.
Because it's rough.
like a dog. RUFF. Rough World.
No, ROUGH. Rough.
Okay, less fun, but still good name. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's a typical, running and gunning, shooting things game. You can only shoot left and right. You can crouch, but you can't shoot up. And the controls are pretty stiff. Like, once you jump in the air, you can kind of a little bit control where you're going to go, but for the most part, you're kind of on that trajectory now. And there's a lot of bullshit happening all the time. Like, in the first level, there's a thing that shoots from the background that then falls down through the foreground of the screen, like in the middle of a pit. So if you're jumping across a pit and you get hit, you just fall into the pit and lose your life immediately. That happened to me a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah, shit like that. Or like, I made a difficult jump and I was around the edge, and then something shot me and I fell to the pit. Much like Andy from Parks and Recreation, I just could not stay out of that pit.
Props for that reference, John. Yeah, I was gonna say. So this game is for the NES, and it sounds like it's hard. Is there a way that you would say that in 7 letters or less?
Smoky.
That sticks, John. You can't. You got
A.
Smoky, eh? Yeah. So it's NES hard. You say?
Yes, it is.
Which I think mostly at this point in life we can all acknowledge means like unfair and occasionally kind of poorly made. Like,
yep.
Cool and good for you if you can get into it. Like this game looks nice, And it's cool that it was like based on the Terminator, and then they're like, well, it's not the Terminator anymore. We better just make it all like turquoise and I don't know, make it a spacey type thing. I don't fucking know. We got to put this game out. Kodaka made a great soundtrack.
I don't know how they lost.
I
don't know how they lost the license. I assume it's because somebody from the Terminator franchise played this game, said this is bullshit. We don't want our name on this anymore.
I was gonna say it because it didn't come out. I mean, Terminator came out in '84. This game didn't come out until 1990. It had to have gotten so close to like T2 that they're like, no, you're not gonna poison our fucking new movie with this shit. Like, we're not having that on there. So James Cameron like drove over to Sunsoft and was like, give me that goddamn license back. Yeah. You don't even know what a T1000 is, do you? I'm getting the fuck out of here. Bye.
Why that a video game license is like an actual sustainable physical thing that can be yanked out of someone else's hand.
If
it's like a hall pass.
If it's in your wallet, if it's in your wallet like a driver's license.
Yeah, when you like apply to license a game, you essentially get like a diploma. They hand you a rolled up parchment and you enroll it. And it's like Sunsoft can make a Terminator game, and then they fucking throw it in the shredder when they find out what you've been doing. But yeah, I think if James Cameron had listened to this soundtrack, he would have been like, "Now hold on, you want to take a crack at this Terminator 2 movie score? Because I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm James Cameron, big time Hollywood movie director. This soundtrack fucks."
Got Terminator 2.
Very, very good. Can you imagine T2 composed and scored by Naoki Kodaka? It would be pretty fantastic.
I would love to see some
movie.
Yeah.
You know how you see those behind the scenes, little bits of footage of like the orchestra scoring the movie. I would love to see the behind the scenes footage. It's just a Nintendo sitting there. Like
it's just it's Kodaka and a fucking Fammy tracker, like just Well, really? That's what you did? All right, fair enough.
Cool.
Yeah, sounds good. But yeah, it's God, what a good fucking soundtrack, man. Like, it's arguably the only good thing about this game because Johnny, again, like, explain to us some more about this game. Are the enemy designs awesome and fair to go up against? Like,
they're awesome. They're unfair. I remember a jumping robot thing that was actually kind of cool. Then there's like the penis that comes out of the ground thing, and that was kind of just stupid. And then there's like the spinning ball that shoots a bunch of shit everywhere, like firing shots in all directions at once. Like that one was ultimate bullshit.
Yes, I think I saw that. It shoots up and then just like shoots like a 8-directional shot or whatever. And it's like, fuck that.
8-directional. It would be one thing if it was 8-directional all at once, but it's spinning and shooting, so they're all slightly off, right? They're all slightly delayed, and like, oh god, it's so hard to deal with. You got to time it just right.
That's not fair.
No, sir.
You would think Sunsoft, who doesn't famously make difficult games for the NES whatsoever, would have been able to put out something that was more accessible. Like say Blaster Master, a famously accessible and easy to play game with a great soundtrack. I mean, what's wrong with Sunsoft, man? What's the problem? Or maybe they just had an MO. Yeah, maybe they just knew what their wheelhouse was, and it was hard-ass games that are kind of unfairly designed with soundtracks that fuck.
Yeah.
So you beat this game last night, John, right? You kicked this game's ass?
Yes. After firing up my Game Genie and giving myself unlimited everything. The guns have ammo that you can run out of. And I could not figure that out for a while. I was like, is it overheating? Like, what is this mechanic? And I was like, oh, it's fucking ammo? God damn it.
Okay, yeah, that's unacceptable. Like, you find new guns, but you run out of ammo in, like, I think I saw a little bit of it, like a Contra type setting, like a scrolling shooter that you can run out of ammo in. Like,
yeah, you get to...
Or not a scrolling, but like a run and gun.
Yeah, you
can't just hold the button.
You get to switch between guns, right? It's not like Contra where that's your gun now and that's it. Like,
sure,
you can switch around. But yeah, they all have their own set of ammo, kind of like Mega Man. But that ammo goes fucking fast. I was like, I'm going to cheese this boss real quick with a shotgun. Blam, 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 out of bullets. And
what's a shotgun do to a giant robot?
I could understand it if it was like the different guns, like power-ups that have ammo, but the main gun has ammo, right?
No, I don't think so. I think that one was unlimited.
Okay.
Like, it had the meter, but just like in Mega Man, like, the main gun has a meter, but it doesn't mean anything. Same here. Same here.
The main gun doesn't have a meter in Mega Man.
That's what he's saying. Wait. Yeah, John, did you just think that did you just think you could run out of Mega Buster?
No. I'm saying I could swear that when you switch weapons in Mega Man, that the Mega Buster still has a bar next to it, like the rest of the weapons. It just doesn't. It's just always full and like doesn't mean anything.
I think in some of the releases, it's your life bar.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's your life bar. It's not.
That's what I'm thinking of.
That's all right,
Okay.
John. That's an honest mistake. But I do like the idea of you playing a Mega Man game and being like, man, how many shots does it take to get rid of like one little sliver of this Mega Buster here? Like, jeez, this thing's
the weirdest
efficient.
thing. I've been shooting for hours and I only lost energy when I got hit. Like,
Yeah.
why do I lose my ammo when I get hit?
Maybe they're stealing my bullets.
Yeah, why do the shots on the boss take like 6 bars and only they go away when I get hit by something? I don't get
Give
it.
me back my
This
bullets,
game's
you fucker.
glitchy as hell.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, John, I'm glad that you played this game last night when we couldn't record, because you were like spitballing ideas on what to do, and I wanted to stick you with something for the theme. So I said, hey, play Journey to Silius, because I knew the soundtrack fucked, and it was essentially like foisting the game upon you. Obviously, you didn't have to rent it. You could return at any time, and I believe you gave up halfway through the stream and played something else.
Yes.
So you didn't quite make it fit for the theme, but I do appreciate you giving it the old college try.
Yeah,
So,
after that, I switched to ROM hacks of Super Mario World with My Little Pony in them.
Which we
It's
shall
pretty fucking
not
great.
discuss. That's for the bonus post show where we discuss Johnny's awful fucking ROM hacks. Johnny, any final thoughts on Journey to Silius, the Terminator game that should have been?
God, I still want to see Terminator 2, but dubbed with this soundtrack.
Dude, actually, I mean, seriously, that'd be a really good like video to make. Like,
Yeah.
just imagine like the motorcycle chase or some shit with a Naoki Kodaka soundtrack behind it. Like,
Car
a
crashes
trailer.
through a wall.
yeah, let's do that. That's a new GTT project. We're gonna cut a fucking trailer with some Sunsoft sound to it. So yeah, fuck yeah, that's a great idea. I'm glad we just came up with it. And thank you, John Henderson, for the request. This will now appear on our 24/7 video game music live stream, GTT Radio, over there at youtube.com/GameThatTune. So check it out, make your request, and Johnny, let's keep it going to the next game, my man.
Game 4.
it is preferred, though not necessary, that you include the system this game was released on. In terms of trivia, this game features a song not originally appearing in the film in which it is based. Let's all
Wow.
wait for Johnny.
Johnny, please don't be drawing a penis to
No.
this.
This is apparently very difficult.
Surely you jest.
This is actually a little tricky. Let's see what happens here.
So Jesse says Star Wars on NES. John Harrington says Star Wars on Game Boy. And John Regan has The Empire Strikes Back on NES. Technically, no one's correct, but I will give a point to John Regan. This is The Empire Strikes Back on Game Boy.
Ah, so
Oh, wow.
close.
Oh,
See, yeah, I think that trivia in that last song was the tricky part there, because that song is not an Empire, but the
You're
first song definitely is. And
well,
the first song's definitely not in Star Wars. It's just an Empire. Or maybe-
touche, John. Is your last name Williams? Have I been saying it wrong all these years?
You actually have. I know it's spelled R-E-G-A-M, but it's pronounced Williams.
Rip the mask off.
It's Welsh.
Rip the ass off.
Oh. Oh no, we're not going back to that. So Empire Strikes Back for Game Boy. I could tell it was Game Boy music at least. That's some hot tracks right there. So is this the first time that people would have had a chance to play the Hoth battle?
So here's my story and why I chose this name. Huge Star Wars fan growing up as a kid, saw Empire Strikes Back for Game Boy back in 1992. So it's like, hell yeah, I want this. We were driving down to my grandmother's house. It was like a 4-hour drive. It's like, let me grab my Game Boy. Like, should I grab anything else? No, I just got Empire Strikes Back. That's going to take up all my time. So the game's not like technically bad. It's just not great. And it's hard as balls. The first part of the game, you're exploring like ice caverns and you're hunting down those Imperial probe droids. And when you find them, you're Luke Skywalker, you've got your blaster, and they take like 20 fucking hits to destroy. Now remember, like, the Imperial probe droids in Empire Strikes Back, like, one shot blows it to hell.
I was going to say, I'm thinking of Shadows of the Empire. Those bitches are easy to dispose of.
Yeah.
They take so many fucking hits. And it has the Metroid problem, like Metroid NES and especially Metroid on Game Boy, where you're exploring these like snow caverns and there's alternate paths and it's a giant maze, but it's on Game Boy, so you can never tell like what's what and where you're going.
You got ceiling, floor, Luke. You're done.
Basically it. I was able to find the lightsaber because you can find the lightsaber randomly in the ice caverns.
Randomly.
Well,
Yeah,
the
it's
Wampa
just-
took it, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well,
No, because you start off like on the snow field and then you go into the caverns and eventually, if you're lucky, you find the lightsaber just fucking sitting there.
is a Chozo statue holding it?
No,
my
but that would have
God,
made it
please.
so much better.
but
Dude,
it's a Wampa.
imagine that crossover.
Womp all
Metroid
meltdown.
Strikes Back.
So I could never get past the first section of this game. I couldn't do it. I couldn't find my way. You had to hunt down like 8 or 10 of these probe droids, and when you did find them, they took forever to kill. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. But it was the only game that I had brought with me. So I was stuck with it the entire time.
Now
So
that's
why-
an angle I hadn't considered. Stuck on a car trip with nothing else to play. Oh, that's gotta seem so long.
It sucked so bad. And in preparation for this, because I never got past those ice caverns and everything, it's like I want to see the rest of the game at least. Here's what pissed me off. So I was watching a video, like a long play of it, everything, guy doing commentary and all that. Gets through the ice caverns. The boss is the Wampa, obviously. So you just have to like perch yourself on this little wall out of his reach and just shoot it. And just like the probe droids, it takes forever to fucking kill. So then you go to the Battle of Hoth, and I'm thinking like, okay, you have this giant, like, way ahead of its time ice mage. All these, droids take forever to kill. Like, this game is hard. They're amping it up. Like, how intricate is the Battle of Hoth? So you're Luke, and you're fucking like walking on the snow, and eventually you get to a point where you see one of the walkers in the background. When you walk up to it, you push A. Luke walks into the background, uses the latch, climbs up, puts a bomb, comes back down, it explodes. Imperial probe droid, 20 shots to kill. AT-AT Walker, push A to destroy.
Yeah, God, they fucking implemented the win button. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, that's. I mean, how else would they have done it? Like, it makes no sense. Like, you said it's like Empire Strikes Back for Game Boy. I'm like, you can't do a fucking like flying first person battle. Like, you can't do any of that on a Game Boy. Like, how could you?
Talk about a special edition.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Apparently, you do get the like snow speeder, and it just basically turns into like Gradius or Defender for a level, where it's just like a scrolling shooter.
Oh, that's cool.
But again, I never got past that. I couldn't get to it. It was that first level was fucking impossible.
Yeah, that's an old refrain on games that sucked that we got stuck with. Like, there was no easy way out of these things.
And I mean, it's like it controlled fine. The sprites were nice. The music was really good, but it was just like, it was more annoying than anything else.
Yeah, and you were in the car back
it was
in the
the
90s.
only game I had.
So you didn't have a cell phone, so you couldn't call Nintendo helpline for assistance. Which would have been fucking great. Like, you calling, Redmond on your dad's brick phone. Like, this fucking game. Help. Like,
That would be such
I have 3.5 more hours.
I just imagine calling a 1-900 number on a car phone in the 90s. That's gotta be the most expensive phone call.
Johnny, please. The Nintendo helpline was a long distance call to Redmond. It was area code 206.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
the
not a
worst part-
900.
I was going to say, the worst part is, I'm from St. Augustine. My grandmother lived on the south side of Tampa Bay. So, like, every minute I'm on the phone, it's getting longer and longer distance. So it's costing more money with every mile.
Oh, I forgot
10
about
more
roaming.
cents a minute. Yes. Roaming through the state. Jesus Christ. Yeah, wow, man. I had not even considered the trapped in the car angle.
Oh, David, I'm so sorry.
I avoided that whole thing by never owning a portable system till I was like an adult and had to drive myself everywhere. Like, I had a Pokemon. I had a Game Boy for Pokemon, but like I mostly played on the school bus, and I got out of it before like I had to take any real long family trips. My big memories of like being stuck in the car involved like trying to read a book while like everybody else was like carrying on. It's like, God damn it, guys, come on. I'm trying to like, sit here in the way back amongst all the bags and read the goddamn Hobbit. This is no time to read a book. Yeah. But man, if I had only brought one game with me, I would have been pissed.
Can we go back to the part where you said
Actually,
you didn't get a game?
I always brought one game with me, and it was Pokemon Blue. So yeah, it was good. But man, if I had brought one game with me and it was a Star Wars game for Game Boy, I would have been pretty fucking pissed.
I want to talk about something. I think you just said that you didn't get a portable game console until you had to drive yourself, which implies you're playing the games while driving, John. Is that correct? That sounds
No,
incredibly
John, it
dangerous.
means I like to play a handheld game on the couch while somebody else is playing a game on the TV. Like,
Okay.
you know, I play Mario Kart DS with the Wi-Fi connection at my house or in my room.
I
Like,
gotcha.
yeah, you know, it's not, you know, portable gaming systems aren't just for sitting in the back seat as a kid. But yes, there were several times when I would, be delivering pizzas and bust a fucking DS out at a stoplight. Don't get me wrong, it happened. It was a bad idea, but I did it, baby. Like, I could probably crank out a game of Metroid Prime Hunters while I'm at this stoplight, right?
Yeah.
That's fine.
What is the average length of a stoplight in Tallahassee? Is it like 7 minutes?
No.
Hey, man, I was, young and foolish and thought I could really, crank out some meaningful time on these things. You close that clamshell and the game just waits for you. That's how it goes.
You just crank up the stereo. You just sit through the light cycle through like 10 cycles and ignore all the cars honking at you.
No, baby, not only do you crank up the stereo, you put that cassette in with the headphone jack, you plug that into your DS so you get that hot stereo sound on your speakers from your DS. And then you start playing and holding up traffic. It's great. Yeah. No, but real talk, I would have it in my car. Like if I was delivering pizza in Gainesville and like I wouldn't like actually walk up to a dorm, I'd like call them and be like, all right, hey, I'm outside, come get your goddamn pizza. And then just like start playing Mario Kart. Like, it was handy dandy. But fucking A, man. If I was stuck with like a bad Game Boy license game, oh, that would have been a nightmare, dude. Because like first Game Boy I got was like, bundled with some hand-me-down used ass games. I don't remember which ones, but it's like, yeah, I only wanted this so I have a Pokemon machine. I'm not going to play these fucking games. Like, no. No.
And I remember distinctly thinking to myself, like, oh, I've played Super Mario Land a ton. I don't need to bring that. I'm not going to replay that again. I would have much rather replayed that game.
What a fool you were. You would have been better off bringing your fucking graphing calculator and playing Super Mario Brothers than bringing a fucking Game Boy with like, Empire Strikes Back.
I think it would have been better off just staring out the window.
Take in the world, David. That scenic world between St. Augustine and Tampa. There's so much to see, David.
Oh, so many sights off of I-4.
And you have plenty of time to look at them because the traffic's not moving. Like, wow, look at that big mall. Altamont Springs. What a place to live. I've got to get out of this goddamn state.
Look at that holy land. Wow.
Anyway, that's a flash to Florida highways with David, John, and John. Jesse, it's not a great state to drive in or to be a kid in, but Empire Strikes Back was good as a movie.
The movie's good. The game soundtrack is good. I assume the end of the game is good.
Yeah, somebody saw it one time. They signed off on it. So, actually, the end of Empire Strikes Back on Game Boy has to include a digitized Harrison Ford and Carbonite, right? Like, maybe it's not good.
But Nathan Lane?
Perhaps. Yeah. Just imagine those graphics, man. 4 bits of Carbonite. Like, yeah. I don't know if I doubt there is any dialogue, but I'm just picturing like bad text dialogue. Like, I love you. I know.
Oh no, there is like in between sections. You get like the portrait of a character, and then you get the little speech bubble telling them it's like Harrison Ford, like, be careful out there, kid. And that's when the Cantina music plays. It's like, wait, what? How about the like? I don't what? Like,
that's Han Solo's theme.
We brought the modal nodes in for an hour.
God, yeah. God, there's a lot of jizz in this game.
Please
anyway,
tell me when characters speak, they make like Pokemon call type sounds.
Yeah, please digitize voices for a Game Boy game. Surely it happened.
Just see a picture of Harrison Ford.
Oh man,
God damn it, John! I was
that's all I
drinking.
want. That's all I want.
I hope that's things. That's got to be real things. Anyway, David, any final thoughts on The Empire Strikes Back or Game Boy or road trips with your family?
I wish I brought more games.
Yeah.
Every road trip after this, I had a Ziploc bag full of games.
God, the Ziploc bag. Oh, we could go on. That's more bonus show content. Oh, the life of a Game Boy owner in the 90s, baby. Johnny, let's keep it going.
Game 5.
Okay, so in this game, near the end, in order to keep going, you have to lightly press the reset button on your Genesis.
Oh, fuck, that ended really quickly.
That's what she said.
I know, man. Any other trivia for me?
IGN put it on their list of really, 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 really difficult games.
Cool.
Let's see. Johnny and David both say X-Men, and John just wrote his favorite X-Men character, D's Nuts. So it's a hat trick.
Hey now.
Welcome to Game
Oh,
That
shit.
Tune.
Why did I put those buttons next to each other?
I'm just glad we got some more Star Wars music on the show with the hat trick sound.
Oh.
Wait.
Come on, John
So-
Williams. Act like you know what's happening.
So
this is what
X-Men-
X-Men, just X-Men.
Yeah,
Yep.
just X-Men on Genesis.
X-Men on
Um,
Genesis.
Yeah.
Great.
Have any of you guys played this before?
I have.
Yeah.
I probably have.
David?
I feel like maybe.
Okay. Johnny, how do you feel about this game?
I remember as a kid thinking it was pretty neat, but then I remember X-Men 2 Clone Wars came out and blew this game out of the fucking water.
Yeah.
And then when I went
Okay.
back to play it, I'm like, oh, okay, wait, this kind of sucks. Like,
So graphically, it looks pretty rad. Like, especially for the back then, you're like, holy shit, that's Jim Lee's Cyclops, you know? And but when you play it, the platforming is, first of all, it's a fucking like platformer half the time.
mhm.
And it's like the X-Men are not like, platform does not seem like a genre that the X-Men should be really involved with a whole lot. They should be, you know, kind of brawling, using their fucking powers, not having to make precise jumps over spikes and pits.
I was gonna say maybe not precise jumps, but like traversing some platforms. I mean, like I could see how some of the X-Men's powers lend themselves to possibly some interesting platform stuff, like Wolverine climbing with claws,
Doesn't
or
do it in this game.
Nope.
or Nightcrawler using his teleportation power.
That
bit.
works half the time.
It was very inaccurate. You had no
Other
control
than
over
that-
where you're going.
No, it shouldn't be a platformer. It should be, you know, beating the shit out of stuff, or
Yeah.
throwing cards at
I
stuff,
remember
or
the
sucking
first-
the powers out of stuff.
I remember the very
And
first
you run out
level-
of your powers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
I
No.
was gonna look this up real quick. I have not played this game. I have played the superior X-Men Clone Wars. Because I was it's like, yeah, X-Men, that's the one where you can play as Beast, right? It's like, oh no, that's the sequel. No, I didn't play this one.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
Like
in the first level in this one, there's a section in like a jungle level of platforms moving up and down and flipping around and shit like that, and you have to do all
Yeah.
these really precise jumps. Like it was, I hated that.
And also the jumping and platforming itself is very clumsy. Like sometimes where like the end of a platform is just seems to be different depending on which angle you're jumping at it. Sometimes you have to jump a little higher or lower to get onto a platform. Like it's just inconsistent, and enemies are placed in just problematic areas. It's just not. Oh, it's
Now-
sad.
Yeah.
That reset
It's
button you're talking
two-player at
about.
least.
The reset button thing you're talking about, I really, that was a cool concept. It was, the game got meta because like at the end of the game you have to reset a computer, and
Yeah.
by reset the computer they mean reset your Sega Genesis.
But it doesn't tell you
Dude.
fucking that.
No, it doesn't.
So like if you're a kid, you're just running around that level going like, what the fuck do I fucking do? How do I get past? Is this the end of the game? What the hell?
Yeah, dude, that needs to be like printed in the manual, or like really made clear. Like kids don't pick up on meta shit, not back in the 90s. Like not unless it's really hitting you over the head with it, like a Metal Gear game. Like, Psycho Mantis is reading your fucking, memory card or whatever. Okay, sure, I get it. That's cool. But like you get to the end of a game, it's like reset the computer. You're not going to press reset on your fucking system to do it, at all.
Yeah.
You're gonna walk up to your Macintosh Performa 575 and reset that, and wonder why nothing's happening in the game.
You're going to call the Nintendo helpline for help, and they're going to be like, this is a Sega game. Fuck off. What's the matter with you?
Johnny, we've told you this.
Yeah, exactly. Please stop calling.
What you call again and change your voice, and they're like, "Damn it!" it's still-
Hello, this is Mr. Regan. My son needs some help with X-Men. Oh, we didn't include that fucking feature in the Super Nintendo X-Men. Fuck off. Yeah, so I'm guessing not a whole lot of X-Men to actually play as in this one. Wolverine, Nightcrawler, you said. Cyclops.
and Gambit.
Okay, well, at least you get Gambit.
And yeah, he's cool, and the cards are cool. Like if you could use like 4 of them, and then your power is drained.
God damn it!
And
Does it recharge, or you get 4 cards per level, and that's it?
very, very, very slowly, and like you can find things to restore it, but it's just I don't know, man. The game feels off. You can summon some other X-Men to help you. Like if you fall into a pit, Jean Grey will just show up and pull you out of the pit, but you still take a lot of damage. You can summon Rogue, and she'll like fly down and punch someone. Iceman will make an ice bridge. Archangel will fly around and shoot his steel wing things. And who else? Storm, she'll lightning everything.
I like that.
And so, like the first boss you fight is Juggernaut, and he's pretty hard. And he runs away. You don't even get to beat him, and he's just kind of like a mid boss. If there's no like checkpoints in the stages, and the stages are long, so like if you die, you have to start right at the beginning and do every fucking thing over again. And all the enemies are back in their stupid, annoying places.
I love
that's frustrating.
Here's the thing that's great. So you beat a level, and say you beat the level and you had like a sliver of health left. Guess what? The next level, you don't recharge your health or your mutant powers. You've got that sliver of health. So enjoy.
Dude. Was it based on like an arcade game? Like that
No.
shit doesn't track, man. Like what the fuck?
I love when you call on the X-Men to come and assist. They have 0 frames of animation. Like it's just a sprite.
Yeah, it's just like a picture that moves. Like GTT Radio does way better with its sprites than fucking X-Men on Genesis.
Well, in fairness, we've had 25 years to work on it. And also, in fairness, we couldn't make a video game if we tried.
That's true, too.
Yeah. But still, man, like, so like what? Just like a trading card photo, Iceman pops into the frame and something happens?
Just a
like...
static Iceman going across the screen.
Yeah.
Like, not even joking. That's what it is.
Oh,
When Jean Grey
God.
pulls you out of the pit, it's just a static Jean Grey comes in, pulls you out of the pit.
like Beat from Mega Man, but no, not even flapping wings. Jean Grey's not even flapping her damn arms.
Nope.
Just, that's bad, man. The Jean Grey claw machine that saves you from a pit.
That would be great if Jean Grey had Omega level telepathic powers, but she could only activate them if she was flapping her arms.
Yeah, I remember being my first moment of being disappointed in this game is in that first level. There's like you can take an upper path, but there's a big wall in the way, and you have to go down and hit a switch and then come back to go past it. So I'm like, okay, I'll just use Nightcrawler and teleport through this, and you can't. And I was like, well,
No.
what's the point of being Nightcrawler then?
No, that's the worst. You would think that'd be the whole point of Nightcrawler. Like, this wall's in the way and very inconvenient. Poof, poof, you're done. Like,
there are like some areas you can like skip, but a lot of times his little teleporting thing like moves back and forth real fast, and you don't know where it's going to stop. And then sometimes it could make you go backwards or like through a platform you didn't want to go through, so you just fall to your death. And it's like, thanks, Nightcrawler.
That fucking sucks. Nightcrawler's so cool, man. He deserves better than that.
He does.
Man, I hate that. Like, I loved X-Men so much, and like, all my pleasant memories of playing X-Men games came from fucking X-Men 2 Clone Wars. Like, no other X-Men games were very good. Like,
I mean, that arcade game was all right, but just because it was a mindless 4-player beat 'em up or 6-player beat 'em up.
But like all the console games, it's like all the Marvel console games back in the day, we kept trying them and they kept sucking. Like,
Yeah, you got that's that
It's just-
period where Marvel wasn't doing hot, and that's
yeah,
a
I know.
reflection
That,
of
you
it.
know,
It was right around or right after. I think it was mid to late 90s where they filed for bankruptcy.
right. But even before then, they clearly weren't controlling their IP when it came to fucking video games. Like they were licensing out games to like LJN and shit. You know, the Wolverine game. Yeah, the Wolverine game that got the Tim Fallon soundtrack. You had Silver Surfer, famously broken game with an amazing soundtrack. But like, you know, it's just like they were just letting anything happen. And sometimes you got something good. Most of the time, you got something really fucking terrible. Like,
Sometimes you got something good, by which we mean once. One time you got something good.
right, that arcade game, and then on consoles, yes, X-Men 2 Clone Wars. Like, what a fucking game.
Oh,
You know, we don't. Oh god, we should just. You know, when's our next redo episode? We need to talk Clone Wars, man. We need to talk cold opens in video games again. That shit. Dope. It made up for all those other bad ones.
Yeah.
Like, they were all so bad. It was so good. But yeah, man, fucking great pick. You know, soundtrack fine. X-Men, I just love talking X-Men. You know, I missed X-Men being good. Who's looking forward to Dark Phoenix?
No, but you know what I am looking forward to?
Go for it, Jess.
This lightning round.
Ah!
What?
What?
All right, so this lightning round, you know, I took a bunch of different series from games. So like, you know, Mario, Zelda, Final Fantasy and whatnot. And I took two games and they're great ones, you know, the bad ones, but you gotta, I'll give you two games from a series and you have to tell me which one got the lowest score based on Metacritic.
Oh
And-
no.
So, because you know, even the good games have bad games too. So,
Say that. And I care so much about Metacritic.
well, it's just a place, you know,
No, it's yeah.
arbitrary. So.
It's a fine arbitrary lightning round. I'm in favor of it because yeah. Oh, I can't wait for this.
All right, let's see. Start with Sean.
Yeah.
And, this is a Mario series. So, Dr. Mario 64 or Mario Party 3?
I was unaware there was a Dr. Mario 64. And I'm picking which one got the higher score.
The lower score, the worst game.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to
Fit
say
with the
this seems
theme.
like a trap. Because I feel like Mario Party 3 would have been finely received. So I'm going to say lower score was Mario Party 3.
Incorrect. Dr. Mario 64 scored a 71.
That's a fairly respectable score.
Yeah. They're not all going to be clunkers, but some of
It's
them.
a C minus, John. I lived on C minus.
All right, David. Triforce Heroes or Four Swords Adventures?
I feel like Four Swords Adventures was lower.
Oh, sorry. Triforce Heroes got a 73, and Four Swords got an 86.
I was gonna say,
Really?
Yeah.
yeah. I thought Four Swords Heroes was well loved.
All right, Johnny. Final Fantasy Explorers or Final Fantasy 13-2?
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna say Explorers.
That is correct with a 69. Nice.
Nice.
All right, John. The Mega Man Battle Chip Challenge or Mega Man X8?
Oh man, you're giving me the hard ones. Those both sound like hot fucking garbage. I'm gonna give the lower score to Battleship Challenge. 'Cause
Correct.
X8 did yes.
With a 54.
X8 would have seemed like a fucking god tier game after Tornado Tunyon.
X8 got a 68. All
Okay,
right.
fair enough.
David, Bomberman Tournament or Bomberman Land?
I'm gonna go with tournament.
Incorrect. Tournament got an 88, while Land got a 57.
Ooh.
Woo!
All right,
Tournament
Johnny.
edition?
Castlevania Curse of the Darkness or Castlevania Lords of Shadow?
Oh, I'm gonna say Lords of Shadow.
Incorrect.
Ah.
It was Curse of Darkness with a 70. All right, John, back to you. Street Fighter EX3 or Street Fighter X Tekken?
Oh no! Cause see, Street Fighter Cross Tekken falls in a time when people were fucking shitty towards things, so it might be that. But I have to go. No, fuck it. I'm going Street Fighter Cross Tekken. It's got to be the worst.
Oh, sorry. X3 got a 64, while X Tekken got a 79.
Bullshit. That was a 79. Yeah. See, ooh, critics are stupid.
I didn't say it was right.
I know. That's the beauty of it. They're all stupid.
All right, David. Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal or Sonic Riders?
Oh, well, because I think Shattered Crystal is the 3DS one, which I think was.
It's the one where he turns Sonic loose in a china shop.
Shattered Crystals or Riders?
Yes.
I'm gonna say Sonic Boom was lower.
Yes, with a 47.
Hey! He's on the board.
All right, Johnny, with the last one. Pokemon Battle Revolution or Pokemon Magikarp Jump?
Oh God. This sounds too easy. I'm going with Magikarp Jump.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Pokemon Battle Revolution with a 53. So everyone got 1 point. So the battle.
What a round.
round.
No, man, it was good. It firmed this thing up. Oh, fuck. Johnny, take it to the calculating computer, my man.
Oh, whoop. Where'd my computer go?
Fine, I'll take it to the Mudkips.
There we
Calculating
There.
computer activated. Beeps,
As John's trivia said, a diddling scandal.
beeps. Scoring complete. This game's winner is John Regan.
Damn.
I got the most points tonight.
I know, that's so weird. Oh, but it's so appropriate. Johnny, you're the Bortles of Game That Tune. You're so inconsistent. Sometimes you're just on point. You're slinging those tracks. The soundboard's working. The fucking show starts on time. And sometimes, the other thing. So yeah, it's a perfectly themed win.
Now, speaking of Blake Bortles, can you finally explain to me what a pick six is? Because I still don't know what that actually is.
Oh god, I still wish we had a bonus game plan so we could start playing a sixth game right now. A pick six is when you throw an interception and the other team returns it for a touchdown. 6 points. They pick the ball off, they return it for 6 points.
Okay.
So it's all right, John.
I thought it was the kind of lotto ticket.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it, right? Like, it's the Super Powerball, which Blake Bortles was not good at throwing. But you're in Baltimore now. You got to get into fucking football. You got to be a Ravens fan, man.
Nevermore.
Exactly. Oh, dude, you should show up to all the Ravens games in your most like
He needs a
Edgar
Ray
Allan
Lewis
Poe outfit possible. Just do it. But anyway, in the meantime, before you get into Ravens football, mediocre football that it is, it's time to pick a theme for next week's episode. So, Johnny, what are you thinking, man?
That's a good question. Part of me just wants to go with my standard of free play. Part of me wants to go with, you mentioned that I'm in Baltimore. I'm like, oh, what if we did games with real locations? But I think we did that recently.
Yeah, United States games, dude.
Yeah, damn it.
I mean, it could be like any real world location.
True. What ideas do you guys have for themes?
No, John, you gotta be quick on your feet, boy.
Why did you win?
Yeah. Oh, you're Bortlesing this whole thing up.
All right. Games featuring food. How's that sound?
I'm into it. Yeah, that's all you get. Are you hungry, John? I'm curious to dive into why you chose that.
Because you mentioned crabs like 2 seconds ago, and you got me thinking about them.
Yeah, you're Baltimore. There's so many canned themes for Baltimore. Crab games, John Waters games, fucking The Wire games.
I
Edgar
love
Allan
Pink
Poe
Flamingo
games.
64.
Exactly. Games with birds, the Ravens. But no, food games, fine. Fuck it. Let's do it. What a theme.
I love the idea of John just like, what are you thinking for next episode? Well, I was thinking we could maybe do games featuring lamps.
I was going to say, games with walls. Games that are recording an episode of Game That Tune. Oh, God damn it.
Games featuring food.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, I'm hungry. Fuck it, dog. I'm hungry.
I can't
It's
wait
going to be a
see
great
how-
episode.
I can't wait to see how his bonus music ties into food.
It's going to be locked and loaded. Because guess what, Jesse? Journey to Silius, it's all about food. He's got some food-based Journey to Silius music queued up. But yeah, join us next week for games featuring food. Food games. Johnny's such excellent theme. And thank you all for listening tonight. What a great episode. Tons of fun. Thank you to everybody watching along live with us. We're live normally Wednesday. This is a Thursday episode. We're live Wednesday nights. Twitch.tv/GameThatTune, YouTube.com/GameThatTune, Facebook.com/GameThatTune. Hit us up. Join us in our chat rooms, in our Discord server. Find the link at GameThatTune.com and chat along with us. We love talking to you guys and having you here for the show. Thanks to everybody listening in podcast form. We come out on Wednesday mornings, iTunes, or anywhere that you get your podcasts. So check us out. Give us a listen. Tell a friend, make them listen, force them to listen, tie them up, and make them listen to an episode of Game That Tune. They'll be like, hey, man, these tunes are good. These guys, okay, take or leave it. But, I like the tunes. So this is a podcast I want to listen to. And then once they listen to it and you let them go, send them over to patreon.com/GameThatTune because it's the home for more fun exclusives. We've got a lot of fun stuff going on there. We got mixtapes. We got Jesse's Covered Up Show. We've got GTT Gems. We've got movie commentaries. We just recorded that fresh one for fucking Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Practically the Voldemort of video game movies at this point. Let's just not anymore.
I loved it.
Yeah, I know you did, John. And that's why we ended up with games with food for next week. But yeah, thanks everybody checking us out on Patreon. Head over there, unlock some fun exclusives. Special thanks to our superfan tier producers, Alex Messenger, Lance Revere, Damian Beckles. You guys are all fantastic, and we appreciate the support. Thank you to John Henderson over at GTT Radio for the request tonight. Thank you to everybody listening to GTT Radio. That's at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GameThatTune. Always streaming video game music around the clock and always taking requests. And, you can send us your request there. You can send us your request via email, gamethattune@gmail.com. You can send us a request to our Twitter handle at GameThatTune, or you can find us individually on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at JGangsta187. You can find David Fleming on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
You can find Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
And you can find John Regan, this week's winner, Mr. Food and Stuff himself, on Twitter at
JP Regan Jr.
Hell yeah, fellas. So, Johnny, you've got the bonus tunes, and you can't play Baby T-Rex, so I'm curious to hear what you're going to play for your bonus tunes tonight. Damn it!
You can go again. Don't fall behind. Say don't be late. Destination heaven. Stay alive. Now shooting me. We're going to have fun. Say, lights off. Hey, Excalibur. Just drop that bar. What do you mean? Give and take. Going home. Side zone. Check it out, eh? Live alone. Leather legs. Getting in place. What do you get? Say, back jet. Zoom room. Cosmic zoom. That's up, Jay. It's Sonic Boom. Sonic Warrior. Sonic Warrior.
You are with me at a pen. You got the power to save the land.
Take a little chance, slip on through. You got smart no matter what you do. You gotta do for you. Sonic Warrior, Sonic Warrior.
The power is in your mind to seek the planet to conquer Gaia. Choo-choo Sonic Warrior, baby, this is time. Choo-choo Sonic Warrior, braver in your mind. Nothing can survive the way you stay like a super try. You can do anything. Choo-choo Sonic Warrior, always is a chance. Choo-choo Sonic Warrior, never sit they can't. Nothing can survive the way you stay like a super try. You can do anything.
God damn it. Automobile Lamborghini is copyright 1997, Titus Interactive. Toxic Crusaders is copyright 1992, Infogrames Entertainment SA. Journey to Silius is copyright 1990, Sunsoft. Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back is copyright 1992, LucasArts Entertainment Company. X-Men is copyright 1993, Western Technologies.